Joe here asked ChatGPT if it was a human, how would it break out of the simulation? I wanted a little more detailed answer, so I asked it that, and I got this. Very interesting answer, especially that one right there. Let's explore a little bit. At this point, I feel like we're all watching the glitches real time. If you haven't seen one yet, here's a couple. There's freezing planes, radar glitches. I don't have to. UFOs. Let's just cut it there. This answer flowed really well. The next one is test the limits of physical laws. And that's exactly what we're doing with quantum research. Specifically, what's smaller than the smallest measurement? That's the Planck scale. That's all the energy outside of space and time, and lucky for you, the CIA has researched it for you in the Gateway process. So Gateway deals with consciousness and perception, the third point on the AI list. To get a glimpse beyond the rendered reality, it would meditate, try out-of-body experiences, lucid dream, literally everything in the paper. This isn't even a new concept. This is called esoterics. All it is advanced spiritual work, Tibetan light body, Vedic cosmology accessed by the yogis, Egyptian soul travel, Mayan underworld exploration, all of it. If you watch these videos, you'll also know there's a modern approach to this. This one is the one that I'm really concerned about, though. It says ancient texts and symbols in religious or esoteric traditions, sacred geometry, spiritual practices, might hold clues about the nature of reality and how to detect it. I asked it to expand and give me the codes. You are not going to believe what it said.
Scientists at MIT have developed a revolutionary and fully natural solution to remove harmful forever chemicals from water. And as they say, this could have a major impact on the health and safety of human beings in the future. In case you're unfamiliar with forever chemicals, they're PFAS, polyfluoroalkyl substances that are in a lot of water-resistant clothing, paints, most importantly, non-stick cookware, fast food packaging, popcorn bags, pesticides, tons and tons of things. And unfortunately, these chemicals don't break down very quickly, and they also get easily absorbed into our surface water, into our groundwater, into the soil, into various fish, and it ends up, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, 98% of Americans had PFAS in their bloodstream, and this is bad.
So that means mostly everybody watching this had that in their bloodstream, including me.
Because it causes a whole host of health problems: thyroid, cholesterol, liver, kidney, lower birth weight, obesity, all sorts of bad things. These are just not things that you want in your body. But scientists have invented this tiny little filter right here that does a fantastic job at removing these chemicals. So what's really cool about this is that it's entirely organic or natural, because it's made of silk in uniform nanocrystals, and combining them with cellulose, which makes a uniquely well-suited filter to remove these chemicals. And on top of removing the PFAS,
20 years down the line, those same things is causing harm. It's like a cycle.
this all-natural little filter, which you could just put on the tip of your sink, is also really good at removing heavy metals from water and has pretty strong antimicrobial properties. So this is a fantastic new invention. And what's really cool about this is that we don't have to use synthetic materials, which sometimes also create their own pollution problems. This is all natural. The only downside is that scaling silk like this is very difficult to mass produce in an economically viable way. So it might be a little while before we can roll this out, and the initial rollout would probably be taking a little, little filter like this and just putting it on the end of your faucet to remove a lot of these chemicals. Can't get them all, but you can get a lot of them.
Most of y'all been eating this little bug y'all entire life and didn't even know it.
This
you think it's cap?
Is a
Watch this.
parasitic insect that you eat every day. Well, how is that possible? Well, watch closely. If
Watch closely.
a small pile of these insects, scoop them up and pour them into a vial of warm water. The water
I'm pretty sure all of us then had something with red dye in it.
turns a deep red. This is used as a red dye under the names cochineal extract, natural red 4, E120, and carmine color. Carmine color is listed in the ingredients of this candy. So, this candy gets its color from crushed up parasitic insects.
In other words, y'all better start reading them labels on y'all food or enjoy the crunchy buttons.
Teman-teman buka dalam tepuk tangan. Lebih lagi pada dulu.
No sirens, no warnings, just washed up.
Find this in our house.
I believe it's real. Dude.
Neither have I. I don't know. I had to keep me a can of Raid handy. Everything getting sprayed up.
Everywhere.
What do we do?
Look at the size of that spider.
Oh my god.
Holy
Kelly, go touch it.
Oh, hell no, I ain't touching
What? Was that growling at him like a pit bull?
We got it out here.
Call it.
Alexa, can we get to space through the firmament?
I missed something. Can you say it again?
Can we get to space through the firmament?
The firmament acts as a barrier that no man has ever penetrated, except in science fiction outer space movies like the kind Hollywood and NASA make.
Well, I think it looks so ridiculous and impossible. And you can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly.
I like this video because it looks like animation, like something that somebody made, but it's actually real footage from the space shuttle, just sped up just a little bit. And this is a little video. It's about 4 minutes long here. So there's the space station. I love that this is not animation. This is film. Take it.
Do that look like real film to y'all, or do it look like it was created in a studio somewhere? Leave your comments below.
By a shuttle of the space station. And so this is real. It's not animation. Now this looks like animation, and I'm very proud to know that it's actually real film. It's not a video game. People are living there. I know this looks like animation, but it's actually really real. I love this video because it looks like animation. It doesn't look real, but it is real.
People can watch all these and trickery by NASA and all these other space agencies, and all that goes out the window because they see a little light in the sky. And it's the ISS. Oh yeah, that's the ISS. That's all the proof they need, and everything else goes out the window.
The view will still be A-OK out there, and all you need to look for is a bright light in the sky that will be moving, and that'll be the space station.
I've seen the light go from horizon to horizon. There's many problems with that light. First, it's as bright as the sun. It's really bright. How is the ISS reflecting that light as bright as the sun back to me the whole way across? Is it made of mirrors? Is that mirror following me? Right? How would somebody 10 miles away see the same reflection? Because it can't reflect in all directions. It's going 17,500 miles an hour for 12 minutes. I can see it. So what is it? I was in communication with a NASA whistleblower, and he says that they have 5 B-2 bombers that they've remodified with some parts of them are transparent material, but the thin metal struts that you really can't see. The bottom was overlaid with LEDs to match the color of the sun, and they use them in their base. 2 of them are in Alaska, and I forget where the other ones are, and they take turns doing these flybys.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Today I'd like to bring to your attention a potential fraud on an enormous scale happening in York County. There's now clear evidence of NASA using numerous methods to grossly mislead the public about astronauts being on the International Space Station. During interior ISS scenes from NASA's own live feed, the use of wires, harnesses, green screens, and virtual reality have been detected to achieve the appearance of a weightless environment. This begs the obvious question. If they're really up there, why are they using Hollywood techniques to fake the footage? Are they in space or are they underwater? Now, what's really interesting is that they train for spacewalks in an underwater pool with a complete ISS replica. Now, surely they aren't filming these spacewalks in an underwater pool and then editing them to appear if they're in space, because that sure would be something, wouldn't it? I'm calling on the Brevard County Commissioners to open a full investigation into NASA's fraudulent practices and use of taxpayer dollars. It costs NASA $3 billion per year to operate the ISS, and if they don't have a darn good explanation as to why they're faking these videos, I and the public would like a darn good explanation as to where our tax money is going. It is our duty to expose and eliminate this fraudulent and astronomically wasteful ISS program. And look, I know what you're all thinking. NASA is part of the federal government and you're just county commissioners. Even if what I'm saying is true, what can you do? But let me remind you, not only is this happening in your county, as public officials, you have the platform and the ability to make a statement or hold a press conference, alerting the public, state, and federal authorities to investigate further. You have the power to start the conversation. I look forward to the day that $3 billion annual budget is put towards our veterans, our homeless, maybe some of that mental health stuff the young lady just spoke about, and the revitalization of Brevard County.
Flat Earthers pay attention. We're paying attention to this. We're paying attention to SpaceX. Most people aren't, but yet they'll defend it. They'll defend it. They have no idea the Earth's supposed radius. They don't know, they have no idea how far the sun is supposed to be according to NASA. They know. Like, how far is the sun? A couple billion miles? They have no idea, but they're defending it to the death. You know, once you start paying attention and have an open mind, pay attention.
Look like a video game from 1995. What y'all think? Leave a comment. That look real to y'all? Well, that definitely look real. I want to see a spacewalk with the whole Earth in the view. It looked like Universal.
That's the worst footage ever.
You can tell it's real because it looks so fake. It looks so fake. It looks so fake, honestly.
To part one of So You Still Think You Live on a Globe. I'm going to start a multi-part video series systematically explaining to you how and why this was created and how you can get off this big ball of lies. Each video in this series will build upon itself, where I will provide you a little bit more complex evidence and eventually hopefully get you off of this and into reality. I'm going to try my very best to start with the most simple and obvious explanations and proofs that you don't live here. But first we got to get to the why was this created? But before we get to the why, I want to get to the how. This is John D. Rockefeller, and he started the Board of Education in the early 1900s. And he is quoted as saying, "I don't want a nation of thinkers, I want a nation of workers." So the man that had his fingerprints all over the education that all of us got is of this mindset. And if you take a look at where the modern day textbooks come from, well, Robert Maxwell was a large contributing factor and controller of these textbooks. And he just happened to have some serious ties to a certain few people. So right off the bat, you're trusting people that want you as a worker, not a thinker, and have ties to some pretty rotten humans. And something you also need to be aware of is that one of the founding fathers of NASA is that gentleman circled right up there in green. His name's Wernher von Braun, and well, you can see who he used to work with. So what I'm trying to set up for you here is the fact that the information you've been given your entire life is not coming from trustworthy sources, not by a long shot. But the craziest part about it all is they don't try to hide it, not at all. And this is just the beginning. Take a look. And quickly, just in case there are people unfamiliar with 666, it's in the Bible. It's the mark of the beast. It's the number of the beast. It's part of the beast system. And the beast isn't good. Just to clarify that. And when you start to make the realization that that number is littered everywhere throughout the...
Is it the mark of the beast, or is it the makeup of melanin?
Heliocentric model that you believe in, that's part of the globe, Earth, and the solar system and the galaxy, it starts to make you wonder, well, is that really just, are these all coincidental, or something else going on? And when I say littered throughout, I mean littered throughout. It's not just a handful. People have found literally 33 examples, no shocker there, of the number 666 in everything. Distance to the moon, 6 times 6 times 6,600. I mean, you can pause and look at these yourself, and when you realize this number is everywhere, and you start to look at the images and the pictures that these supposed trusted people give us, you got to start to question. And then they don't hide it, like I said.
Tonight, Commander Whitson making history with her record for any American. By the time she lands in September, her tally will be 666 days.
666 days in space.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
So your whole life, you haven't realized that you are trusting people that can't be trusted, that have been caught doing green screens in outer space and their rockets. Have you ever really taken a look at where they go? Because they're not going where you think they're going. And then, have you ever seen what happens when this multi-thousand-pound supposed metal object is ejected from their rocket? It moves an awful lot like a balloon. An awful lot like a balloon. So now, hopefully that I've set up for you the fact that you shouldn't trust where your information has been coming from your whole life. And there are clear nods to the not so good guys of the Bible. I want to explain to you, in my opinion, why I think this was created in the first place. One that I think most people can wrap their heads around is it's a system of control. If they can make you think you are just one of literally endless planets, and you are one of billions of people, and you were here on accident, evolved from an ape, created from a big bang that supposedly God didn't create, well then it takes away your power and your knowledge that you are an infinite being and you are here with a purpose, and that you have big things to do, and the only laws you need to pay attention to are the laws of God. But God's the bigger reason, I think. I think they want us believing we are just an accident, like I said, created out of a big bang that somehow wasn't created by a spiritual entity, and that we are just here by coincidence, by accident, and that God doesn't exist. And
you know, one thing about the flat earth and the sphere earth debate is like the common people will never know. All we know is what they tell us. We ain't been up there. You can make anything up. As far as I'm concerned, it can be square. The earth can be triangle. We have no clue.
It's clear that they don't like God. You can just pay attention in mainstream media and TV and movies and music. They mock him. They mock the Christian God specifically. Jesus to the nth degree. But I don't want to lose you by making this a Christian video. And people might not understand that, well, how is thinking you live on this hiding God? Well, it did for me. I didn't believe in God for 42 years until I realized I lived in a place that I couldn't deny was created by some sort of creator. I thought I lived on a ball hurling through infinite space in infinite galaxies, and that it formed over billions of years of liquid hot magma coming together because of gravity. I had my mind wrapped up in what I was told by the mainstream.
Guarda, stai registrando? Sì, sto registrando. Oddio, che cavolo è?
That definitely look weird.
Oddio, è una cosa incredibile. Vedi.
Hey, I don't care what nobody say. You get some UAP videos, and then you get a couple Mexicans in the background speaking Spanish, I know it's real.
Prendi il telefono, registra pure tu. Oh, guarda. Oddio, assurdo,
Look how it's just blinking. Look like it's changing shapes too.
What the hell? What is that, Mom?
What?
Mom, you see this?
No. Holy shit! What the hell is that?
It looked like somebody just put those eyes up there. That definitely don't even look like nothing real, no animal or anything.
You're at the gym minding your own business when suddenly you see it. Two dark, unblinking eyes staring back at you from the vent above. Should you be creeped out or...
Why the ocean is scary. It's full of whirlpools. There are sharks. The ocean is the home base of hurricanes. We're constantly discovering terrifying new creatures. There are a lot of jellyfish. And also bodies.
I don't know. I think the scariest thing about the ocean is just us not knowing what's under us at any given time.
It just moved its head, looked at me, didn't it? Oh my gosh.
Staring into the woods, you spot something strange. A creature just sitting there, unmoving. Did it just blink? Or
is that moss?
Is your mind playing tricks on you?
Like hanging onto the branch.
A sloth?
Thought it was just moss until I saw the eyes. One view,
or maybe it's just some kind of insect hive or something, or squirrel's nest, anything.
Viewer says, while another points out it's just a sloth, right? But as the video goes on, the unsettling feeling grows. What kind of magic mushrooms got you here? Someone jokes. Yet some swear they saw it move. Is it just a trick of the light, or is something
Cambodian mushrooms got me there?
More sinister lurking in the shadows.
It's right there. Look at his face. Oh my gosh, you guys.
I don't know. That video being cut and edited and shared so much, the video is just jumping around from the cuts. So you don't know if it's moving, or you just don't know if it's just from the cuts and edits.
Just look at that. Alright, I don't want to bother him or scare him. Look at that though. Holy cow, you guys. He's looking right at me. It's okay.
Let me know what
it's
you
okay,
think.
dude. I'm gonna let him go.
As the eerie comments flood in, one stands out. That's not moss. It's watching her. Another viewer adds, I'm convinced it blinked. Did anyone else catch that? Whether it's a sloth covered in moss or something far creepier, no
I would have threw a stick at it or a rock, something.
one can seem to agree. One thing's for sure, this creature, real or not, is giving everyone chills. What do you see?
Unknown creature photographed on the porch of a home in suburban Chicago.
Some say it's Zaboomafoo, others think it's an owl or even Mothman. Whatever it is, those glowing eyes and eerie figure have everyone talking. Is it real or just a well-made
I'm calling Cat. What y'all think?
mask? You decide. It's everything from King Julian to a giant lemur, or maybe even a werewolf. Real or not, this creature at the door has us all guessing. What's your theory? Owls, emus, or something else entirely? That glowing-eyed creature has sparked wild theories. Whatever it is, it's creeping people out. Could it be a prank or something more mysterious?
Wife asks, isn't it scary to be alone in the forest during night shifts?
This eerie night shift deep in the forest is giving everyone chills. With heavy equipment humming and the darkness surrounding, something unsettling seems to linger in the air. Let's dive into what has everyone on edge.
I don't know. First of all, if it's like loud equipment out there, especially all that banging and stuff, that'll scare away most things. I don't know. Just my thought.
Comment stands out. You're not scared of being alone. You're scared you're not alone. Another warns, don't whistle. Whatever you do, don't whistle. It's clear the spooky atmosphere has viewers imagining all kinds of things lurking in the shadows. Could you brave a night like this in the woods?
Don't worry, honey. I'm not quite alone there.
This is light work. Come on.